Welcome back, everybody. My name is Pritesh here with Kaizen Crypto, bringing you another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. What we're going to be talking about is Project Catalyst Fund4 registration. As far as being able to go through the process to register to vote, we're going to be looking at all that here in this video. I'm going to be showing you on each individual wallet, whether you have Daedalus, Yoroi Mobile, or even the Adalite wallet. We're going to be taking a look at the process to register for Catalyst Fund4. Before we get into the content for this video, we're going to be taking a look at some frequently asked questions. So if you do enjoy this type of content, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and click that notification bell so you can stay up to date whenever I post a new video. Taking a look at some frequently asked questions, this is the IOHK Zendesk article. I will be sure to leave a link for this article down in the description, so if you want to check it out, you can just click on that link. What is the goal of Fund 4? So as far as the different objectives for these different proposals being submitted by members in the community, this funding round in Fund 4 is to create, fund, and deliver the future of Cardano. Project Catalyst is an experiment in community innovation, providing a framework to turn ideas into impactful, real-world projects. What we're focusing on as far as the missions for Fund 4 are going to be dApps and integrations, developer ecosystem, challenge setting, distributed decision-making, proposer outreach, catalyst value onboarding, and local community centers. As far as where you want to go to take a look at these proposals, it's going to be cardano.ideascale.com. When you go to this website, you're going to have the ability to create an account, so you want to make sure you get signed up at cardano.ideascale.com. From here, you'll be able to see all of the active campaigns currently within Project Catalyst. Right now, we're even seeing that Fund 5 proposals are already being submitted. So what I'm going to do in a future video is go through some of the Fund 4 proposals so that you have an idea of what is being put out there by members in the community. Make sure you register at cardano.ideascale so that you can look at those proposals. Now going back to the frequently asked questions, so these are some of the things that I wanted to just very briefly skim over. Some of these questions I do get quite frequently from members in the community. So as far as registration, the process has started June 3rd at 1600 UTC time. As far as when voting will take place, we're going to have a snapshot before that. And what that'll do is the ADA that you have in the wallet, which you use to register to vote, will count towards your voting power. So the ADA that you hold in your wallet will reflect one-to-one with your voting power for Project Catalyst. Time of the snapshot is going to be June 11th at 11 a.m. UTC time. You need at least 500 ADA as the minimum balance required for Fund 4. As far as the date for voting, so we see here voting starts at 11 a.m. UTC and it ends on June 25th at 11 a.m. UTC. So within this time frame, what I intend on doing is putting a video together or going live or putting some type of content out there so we can take a look at some of these proposals. So now we have an idea of when the dates are and we have an idea of which missions we are looking at supporting with this Fund 4. Let's take a look and see which wallets we can use to register to vote. So what we have here is the Daedalus mainnet client. You've got Yoroi and Adalite. As far as the supported application, so this is very important as it relates to if you have your ADA stored on a hardware wallet. What we see here is that this current funding round, if you do have your ADA on Daedalus, but you have it using a ledger, unfortunately hardware wallets are not currently supported this funding round, so would recommend creating a separate wallet so that you can register to vote. One thing to keep in mind is that you do not need to have this wallet delegated to a stake pool. If you do have it delegated to a stake pool, you will still be able to vote, but it's not necessarily a requirement. Next is Yoroi Mobile for iOS and Android. Again, no hardware wallet support. Yoroi browser extension is going to be for the desktop, no hardware wallet support. Adalite Ledger. So Ledger is going to be supported on the Adalite wallet, but unfortunately not on mobile. And the same thing is also going to be true for a 24-word seed phrase on Adalite. You can also do that as well. And of course, if you're a stake pool operator, you can connect your hardware wallet via the CLI. So that's a bit more of a technical setup for those of you stake pool operators out there, but this is going to be mainly for the web applications we have available for everyday users. So 500 minimum ADA, those are going to be the supported applications which you can use to register to vote. Another key thing that you will have to consider as we go through this process of registering to vote is making sure that you have the Catalyst voting app downloaded either on your iPhone or your Android device. So we're going to go through all of that here in this video. Now that we've taken a look at a brief overview of what we need to get started, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first step in going through the process to register to vote for Project Catalyst is to download the Catalyst voting app for your smartphone. So I'm in the App Store on iPhone. You can also do this on the Google Play Store if you have Android. Just go ahead and type in Catalyst Voting at the top in the search bar, and you'll see this option here to download the application. In this instance, I've already went ahead and downloaded it on my device. If you do have an application already downloaded, make sure you check for updates as well. Just be sure that you have the most up-to-date version for this application. In this instance, we're good to go with this one. So what we need to do is go ahead and open this application. So after we've opened the application, we can see that it shows us our voting power up at the top. It shows us this orange bar, this little tab. We'll have to click on that in order to go through the process to register. At the bottom, we also see voting starts on June 15th, 2021, and the three options we have as far as the tabs to navigate the application. We can choose between the dashboard, my votes, and help and support. So what we're going to do now is use our wallet to go through the process of registering to vote. One question that I have been getting as well is, what if you have multiple wallets and you want to register multiple wallets? As far as using this application, when you register a wallet to vote, you will only be able to use one wallet per application. So a workaround to that would be, let's say if you have an iPhone as well as an iPad, for example, what you can do is you can download the application on both devices and use a different device for each individual wallet. So just a pro tip, if you do have multiple wallets, for this video today, we're going to be going through this process one time, but I will be showing you the process on all of the different wallets so that you can carry over whichever wallet that you use to register to vote. The first wallet we are going through the process of registering to vote is going to be the Daedalus Wallet. What we have here is the Cardano tutorial wallet. I've got the minimum amount of required ADA in order to register to vote. The minimum for Fund4 is 500 ADA. In order to register to vote, we can click over on this voting tab on the left-hand side. This is going to prompt us to register to vote on Fund4. The first step we see is to download the Catalyst voting app on our smartphone. That's exactly what we did as our first step. In this Fund4, $140,000 worth of ADA rewards will be distributed between ADA holders who register their vote. So this is an incentivized process. You are incentivized to hold ADA and participate in Project Catalyst. So once we have went ahead and installed the Catalyst voting app, we can check on the box and click on register to vote. The next step we see is that it's going to ask us to select a wallet. So in this instance, I've got the Cardano tutorial wallet, and we can click on continue. Next, we're going to have to type in our spending password. This is so that we can generate the transaction required to register. After you've went ahead and typed in your password, we can go ahead and click on submit registration transaction. What we see now is that the wallet is generating the transaction to register this wallet to vote for Project Catalyst. Took a little bit of time for the transaction to confirm, but now we see the option to continue, so we'll click on continue. And next step is going to enter a PIN for the voting registration. So one thing we'll have to make sure is that we remember this PIN. If you forget the PIN, you will not be able to use this registration for voting, and you'll need to repeat the entire process. So what I like to recommend is have this written down somewhere. If you do end up printing out your QR code that we'll use to scan to register, you can write down your PIN on that same piece of paper. You just want to make sure that you have a copy of this PIN just in case it accidentally gets forgotten or misplaced. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and enter in my PIN. After we've went ahead and typed in our PIN and verified it, we can go ahead and click on continue. This next step prompts us with a QR code. So this QR code is what we're going to be using along with the Catalyst voting app to complete the registration process. What we need to do for this is open the Catalyst voting app on our smartphone, scan the QR code, and use the PIN to complete the voting registration. So what we want to make sure of is that we have a copy of this QR code just in case. So I highly recommend either printing this out. It does also give you the option to save it as a PDF directly in Daedalus. You can take a screenshot, anything that would allow you to save this so that you have a copy just in case. So that, as well as your PIN, are going to be two things that you want to make sure that you have a copy of. What we're going to do is head over to our Catalyst voting app. Once we are in the Catalyst voting app, we can click on the option in the middle of the screen to complete registration to receive voting power. After we went ahead and clicked on the option, it'll ask us to open up either a Daedalus or Yoroi wallet. So once we've got the wallet squared away, we can tap on the option to register to vote and scan the voting QR code. It's going to open up our camera. Let's go ahead and align our camera with the QR. And we can see here the next option it's going to ask us is to decrypt your QR code by entering your PIN. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my PIN code. After you've went ahead and typed in your PIN, you can go ahead and tap on decrypt and set access code. And it says registration is in process. Registration will be complete at June 15th, 2021. Your voting power will be determined by your ADA balance in the wallet you registered at the time of the snapshot. So that is the entire process. At the bottom, we can go ahead and tap on Got It. And a disclaimer it shows us is that all USD amounts displayed in the Catalyst voting app will be rewarded to winning proposals in ADA. So we can go ahead and tap on Got It. And that is the entire process. We see now that the orange bar in the screen has changed to registration pending. Once the snapshot has taken place and voting begins, you will see your voting power displayed here in the voting app. So that is the process of registering to vote for Catalyst Fund4 on the Daedalus Wallet. The next wallet that we're going to be taking a look at to register to vote for Catalyst Fund4 is Yoroi for desktop. As far as being able to register, we're going to choose the wallet which we'd like to register to vote. It'll show us on our dashboard all the statistics related to this wallet. As far as going to register, what we need to do is click over to the voting tab at the top right corner. Here we see the process as far as registering. First, we'll need to download the Catalyst voting app. That is the first step in the process. You can download the Catalyst voting app for either Apple iOS or Android on the Google Play Store. Once we've downloaded the application, we can go ahead and click on Register. This next screen is going to prompt us with a PIN which we'll need to use to register to vote. The disclaimer that it shows us is to make sure we have this PIN written down, as we'll need it every time we want to access the Catalyst voting app. So it's recommended to either have it written down or take a picture, anything that would allow you to have this PIN saved. After we've confirmed that we've written down the PIN, we can go ahead and click on Confirm. And it's going to ask us to confirm by typing in the PIN. After we've typed in the PIN, we can go ahead and click on Confirm. And the next step, it's going to ask us to enter in the spending password for our wallet. After we've typed in the spending password for our wallet, we can go ahead and click on Next. This next screen here is going to allow us to create the transaction. Now, as far as the amount here, in order to register to vote, there is no amount required, which you will need to transact. So we can leave this blank as 0. It's saying confirm your spending password to register in the blockchain the certificate previously generated for voting. So all we really need to do on this screen is go ahead and type in our spending password. After you've typed in your spending password, we can click on Register. The next screen that we see here is the generated QR code, which we'll need to scan using the Catalyst voting app on our mobile device to complete the registration process. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Catalyst voting app on our mobile device. In order to go through the process of scanning the QR code to complete the registration process, we can go ahead and tap on the orange bar in the middle of the screen, Complete the registration to receive voting power. What this will do is prompt us to register. It'll ask us to go through the process. We've gone through that so far in our wallet. Next, we would need to scan the voting QR code. So once we tap on that, it's going to give us the option to scan our QR code. And from here, it's going to ask us to decrypt your QR code using the PIN that you had saved. Once you've went ahead and typed in your PIN, we can go ahead and tap on Decrypt and set access code. And that's it. It's saying registration is in process. Registration will be complete at June 15th at 2021. Your voting power will be determined by your ADA balance in the wallet you registered with at the time of the snapshot. So we can go ahead and tap on Got It. And that is the entire process. It's saying registration pending. Check back when voting starts. So taking a look back at Yoroi, now that we've completed the process of scanning the QR code using the Catalyst voting app, before we close out of this screen, we'll need to make sure that we have this QR code saved. What it recommends is that you take a screenshot or you save the screen as a still image, anything that you would need to do in order to make sure you have your PIN and your QR code before you click on continue. So once we've got that done, we can go ahead and click on confirm that you've saved the QR code. And that's it. That is the entire process to be able to register to vote using Yoroi on the desktop. The next wallet which we are going to use to register to vote for Project Catalyst is Yoroi Mobile. What I have pulled up are my wallets available in Yoroi Mobile. We're going to use the Cardano tutorial wallet today. And what we can see at the top is the option for Catalyst voting registration. So it's right underneath the ADA balance for this wallet. We can go ahead and tap on this option. What it's going to do is give you a prompt saying that Catalyst voting rewards are sent to delegation accounts and your wallet does not seem to have a registered delegation certificate. So what this is saying is just a disclaimer. This wallet is delegated to a stake pool. So if you see this message and you realize that your wallet is in fact delegated, keep in mind that this is simply a disclaimer. It's going to be for everybody using this application. So just something to note there. We can go ahead and tap on continue. What we see here at the next screen is going to be the PIN. We're going to need to make sure we have this PIN saved or written down, as we'll need to use it every time we wish to access the Catalyst voting app. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my PIN. After we've written down our PIN, let's go ahead and tap on continue. And it's going to ask us to verify our PIN. Next is saying we would need to enter in the spending password for our wallet to generate the required certificate for voting. After we've typed in our spending password, we can go ahead and tap on confirm. The next part of the process, it's asking us to confirm the registration. Enter your spending password to confirm your voting registration. So as far as sending this transaction, there is no amount in ADA that you'd have to spend aside from the transaction fee. What we're going to have to do is type in our spending password. After we've typed in our spending password, we can go ahead and tap on confirm. And this is going to submit the transaction to the blockchain. From here, what we're going to see is the QR code, which we'll need to scan using the Catalyst voting app. What we see here on this next screen is the QR code which has been generated. This is going to be something we will need to scan in order to complete the registration process. So what I would recommend, because I'm using this on a mobile device and I've also got the same application on the same mobile device, what I want to do is take a screenshot of this QR code and go ahead and print it out locally so that way I'm able to scan it using the camera when using the Catalyst voting app. Let's go ahead and head over to the Catalyst voting app to complete the registration process. So we're taking a look at the Catalyst voting app on our mobile device. As far as going through the process to complete the registration, what we'll have to do is tap on the orange tab in the middle of the screen saying complete registration to receive voting power. From here, it's asking us to use a respective wallet to go through the process of registering. What we need to do is tap on the option at the bottom to scan voting QR code. So we've went ahead and scanned the QR code. The next screen we're prompted with is to decrypt your QR code by entering the PIN. So I'm going to go ahead and type in our PIN code. After you've went ahead and typed in your PIN, we can go ahead and tap on decrypt and set access code. And that's it. It's saying registration is in process. Registration will be complete at June 15th, 2021, and your voting power will be determined by your ADA balance in the wallet you registered at the time of the snapshot. So let's go ahead and tap on Got It. Now we see here that the middle part of the screen shows registration pending. Check back when voting starts. So now let's go ahead and take a look back at the Yoroi mobile wallet. Now that we have scanned the QR code to complete the registration process, we can see that the transaction has just been confirmed, and we have successfully completed the entire process of registering to vote using the Yoroi mobile application. The next wallet which we are going to be using to register to vote for Project Catalyst is Adalite. With this wallet, a very nice feature to have is that you're able to use a Ledger or a Trezor hardware wallet to register to vote for Project Catalyst. So I'm going to be showing you that here in this video. I've got my Ledger Nano S device connected to my computer, and we're using the Adalite website to register for Project Catalyst. One thing to note with Adalite is that there are multiple websites that look exactly like the official version. These are phishing attempt websites. Please make sure you use the correct website link to access Adalite. I will be sure to provide the correct website link down in the description below. Now, if you have a hardware wallet such as a Ledger or a Trezor, in this instance, we've got the Ledger, we can select the hardware wallet option. You can also restore a mnemonic phrase. So if you have a 24-word seed phrase, you can use that. Or if you have a JSON file for a key file, you can also do that as well to restore your wallet. So mostly I would say for the end user, you would see is going to be the mnemonic and the hardware wallet. Let's go ahead and select hardware wallet for our instance in this video. It'll show us to choose either the Trezor Model T or the Ledger Nano S or X. So I'm going to choose the Ledger. Let's go ahead and unlock with Ledger. We see a little pop-up here on our web browser. What we'll need to do next is open up the Cardano ADA application on our Ledger device. So we've got that selected. I'm going to press both buttons to choose that option. Next, we can see that it shows it's paired on our web browser. We can just go ahead and click it and connect. This is going to load the wallet data. What we'll need to do next on our Ledger device is confirm export public key. So we're going to press the right button to confirm. And then we should see the wallet data load on Adalite. So what we see here is a disclaimer. It's just showing you the timeline of events for Adalite. So nothing to see there really that's relevant to what we're doing here. No problem at all. We'll just close out of that. And what we see now is the main dashboard for our Ledger wallet. So it shows us our available balance in ADA, it shows us our transaction history. It shows us the interface for us to send any ADA. But for this video, what we are doing today is registering to vote for Project Catalyst. So we've got a voting tab up at the top. I'm just going to click on that. And it shows us here for voting, download the Catalyst voting app. So you've got the QR codes here, and then it's saying once you've downloaded the app, you can register for voting. So what we'll need to do is use these QR codes to download the Catalyst voting app for either our iPhone or Android mobile device. And once we've downloaded the app, we can go ahead and click on register. After we click on register, we see the next screen. It shows us to enter in a voting registration PIN. This PIN will be required every time you use the Catalyst voting application, so make sure that you have this written down. Always a best practice to have a backup in case that you did need it. Once you've entered in your 4-digit PIN, we can go ahead and click on Confirm PIN. And the next screen we see is that it's constructed a voting registration transaction, which connects the voting key to this wallet. This is essentially a disclaimer saying that the amount of ADA that you will need to hold in your wallet is no less than 500 ADA at the time of the balance snapshot. So once we understand those, we can go ahead and review the transaction. And what this is going to do is prepare a transaction. We can see that the transaction has been prepared. It shows us the reward address, the voting key. It shows us the fee in order to submit the transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Confirm Transaction. Now it's asking us to wait for Ledger. So what we'll see is the process to confirm the transaction on our Ledger device. In order to start the new transaction, we can go ahead and press on the right button to confirm. And it's saying Register Catalyst Voting Key. So again, press the right button to confirm. Voting public key. So what you can do is toggle left and right to verify your public key. In this instance, this looks correct. So what I want to do is press on both buttons to confirm. And from here, we can see we've got staking key account 1. This is also going to be something you can toggle both buttons to verify the key and press both buttons to confirm. The next screen we see is rewards going to that stake address, so that looks good as well. Again, toggling with the left and right buttons and pressing both buttons to confirm. This is the blockchain knot, so we can go ahead and press both buttons to confirm. Next screen is confirm voting key registration, so we'll press the right button to confirm. Auxiliary data hash, so again, toggling with either the left or the right button, pressing both buttons to confirm. Transaction fee, we can go ahead and press both buttons to confirm. Transaction time till live, we'll just press both buttons to confirm. Next is confirm transaction by pressing the right button, so we'll go ahead and press on that. So that is the process using our Ledger device. Next, it's saying waiting for commands, so we'll need to turn back to our Adalite wallet. We can see now the transaction is submitted and it is syncing with the wallet. Now that we've submitted the transaction, we see that Adalite shows the transaction is successful. So we can go ahead and click on Proceed. And the next screen we see here is a QR code, which we'll need to scan using the Catalyst voting app in order to complete the registration process. So we are here on our mobile device inside of the Catalyst voting app. In order to complete the registration process, we'll have to click on the orange button in the middle showing complete registration to receive voting power. This is going to give us the option to scan our voting QR code. So I'm going to press on the button at the very bottom of the screen. It's asking us to allow access to our camera. That's okay. And then we're going to go ahead and scan our QR code. Once we've scanned our QR code, the next step that we see in the Catalyst voting app is to decrypt your QR code using the PIN code that you set using the Adalite wallet. Once you've went ahead and entered in your PIN code, we can go ahead and tap on Decrypt and Set Access Code. And that's it. So the registration is in process. Registration will be complete at June 15th, 2021, and your voting power will be determined by your ADA balance in the wallet you registered with at the time of the snapshot. So we can go ahead and tap on Got It at the bottom. And now we see here that the registration is pending. Check back when voting starts. Voting starts on June 15th. So that is the entire process of being able to register to vote for Project Catalyst using Adalite and the Ledger Nano device. Let's go ahead and turn back to the Adalite wallet. What we see here now is that we are able to download the QR code. Before you do close out of this window, I would recommend that you save a physical copy by either printing this out or taking a screenshot. Having the QR code and the PIN code is what you'll need in order to access the Catalyst voting app in the future when it comes time to vote. So once you've done that, we can go ahead and tap on Finish at the bottom. And that is it. We've successfully completed the registration for Project Catalyst Fund4 using the Adalite wallet and the Ledger Nano device. Some final remarks for this video today. I will be posting more content related to the proposals that have been submitted by members in the community for Catalyst Fund4. If you do want to have that information, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you know exactly when I post that content. Also, if you did find some information valuable in this video, I would greatly appreciate your support by delegating to KAIZN stake pools. Pool IDs will be in the description below. Would greatly appreciate your support so that we can continue to provide free content for the Cardano community. All right, everyone. Well, that is what I have for you all here in this video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.